Market magic. Olivia set up her booth with the usual clatter, adjusting her carefully potted succulents in a neat row under the morning sun. Across the aisle, a familiar figure was doing the same. Emery, with their display of crystals and polished stones. Their mutual dislike had become a market staple, each silently competing for the attention of passers-by. But today felt different, as if an invisible thread of curiosity had tugged them closer. The morning wore on, and after helping a customer pick out a plant, Olivia found Emery glancing over, a question already forming on their face. "Why aren't you at the campus market anymore?" they asked, leaning over as if sharing a secret. Olivia hesitated, surprised by the sudden interest. "My ex-girlfriend manages the place now with her fiancé. Not really up for that kind of awkward encounter." Emery blinked in surprise, but instead of prying further, they gave a small nod of understanding. "I get it," they said quietly. To break the tension, Olivia tossed a small crystal over to them. "Here. This one looks like it could restore your energy," she said with a smirk. Emery laughed, the sound as unexpected as it was bright. It was a sound Olivia realized she didn't mind. "Are you seeing anyone now?" Emery asked, their curiosity surprising even themselves. Olivia shook her head, shrugging. "Nope, just me and my plants." The crowd thickened, and they both fell into the familiar rhythm of selling their wares. But now, Olivia found her gaze drifting back toward Emery's booth. She found herself wondering how their business was going, what they were studying, and if maybe they had someone special in their life. After another busy stretch, Emery shifted uncomfortably, tugging at their knit cap. "Hey, Olivia," they started, looking down at the gemstones in their hands. "I wanted to apologize for what I said about succulents when we first met. Turns out not all of them are bad for the environment, especially if they're sourced right." Olivia blinked, a bit taken aback by the gesture, but managed a small smile. "Thanks," she said, her cheeks warming. "And well, maybe I could be a bit more open about crystals. I don't fully get it, but I respect your passion." As the day wound down, Emery reached for a piece of opaque white stone, placing it in Olivia's hand. "White jade," they explained with a small smile. "A peace offering." Then, with a quick shuffle, Emery scribbled something on a business card and slid it over, their expression unreadable but hopeful. "If you want," they said, glancing away before meeting her eyes again, "you could text me. Maybe grab dinner sometime." A warmth spread through Olivia as she took the card, catching the small hint of cinnamon lingering in the air between them. "I'd like that," she murmured, trying to keep the smile tugging at her lips from breaking too wide. Emery's grin matched hers, and with that, they packed up their booth side by side in a new, easy silence. As Olivia slipped the card into her bag, she couldn't help but feel a warmth that seemed to pulse from the white jade in her pocket, like an invitation to see where this newfound connection might lead. The following week, Olivia found herself anxiously checking her phone more times than she cared to admit. Emery's card had become a fixture in her bag, a tangible reminder of their conversation. Each time she saw it, a flutter of excitement mingled with the fear of the unknown raced through her. When Saturday arrived, the farmers' market buzzed with energy, vendors bustling and customers chatting. But Olivia's thoughts were entirely on Emery. She set up her booth with a distracted mind, her hands moving on autopilot as she adjusted the pots and arranged the succulents for optimal sunlight. Every few moments, she glanced over to Emery's booth, half expecting to see them already deep in conversation with another customer. But today, the booth looked quieter than usual, and Olivia felt a slight pang of worry. Just as she was about to convince herself to text Emery, she looked up to see them walking toward her, a friendly smile on their face. "Hey, Olivia," they called, waving. "Got your text." Her heart raced at the recognition. "I was hoping you would come," she replied, trying to keep her tone light. "How's business?" "Slow today," Emery said with a shrug, leaning against the edge of her booth. "But that gives me time to catch up with my favorite succulent seller." "Favorite, huh?" Olivia teased, the playful banter easing her nerves. "I'm glad I'm not just another vendor to you." "Oh, you're definitely more than that," Emery said, their gaze meeting Olivia's with an intensity that made her cheeks warm. "I mean, you're pretty much the only one I ever argue with." They both chuckled, and for a moment, the chatter of the market faded into the background. Olivia's heart raced, feeling the connection between them strengthen. "So dinner?" she asked, her voice tentative but hopeful. "Any ideas on where you'd like to go?" Emery hesitated, glancing around as if weighing their options. "How about that new vegan place downtown? I heard they have the best falafel." "Sounds perfect." "I love falafel," Olivia said, her enthusiasm bubbling over. "What time do you want to meet?" "Let's say 6," Emery replied, and Olivia nodded, unable to suppress a grin. "I'll see you then." As the market continued, the sun dipped lower in the sky, casting a warm golden hue over the stalls. Olivia's heart felt lighter, her mind buzzing with the anticipation of the evening ahead. Hours passed like minutes, and when 6 o'clock rolled around, Olivia found herself pacing slightly outside the restaurant, glancing at her reflection in the glass doors. Her nerves were tangled with excitement as she adjusted her hair and checked her outfit. Finally, she spotted Emery approaching, their own expression a mix of eagerness and uncertainty. They wore a casual but stylish outfit, and Olivia couldn't help but admire how effortlessly cool they looked. "Hey," Emery greeted, stepping up to her side. "You look great." "Thanks." "So do you," Olivia replied, feeling warmth bloom in her chest. They stepped inside together, the scent of spices and fresh ingredients enveloping them. As they settled into their seats, conversation flowed easily. They swapped stories about their college experiences, shared favorite books, and laughed at awkward moments from their past. It felt as if they were peeling back layers of themselves, revealing shared interests and surprisingly deep connections. "You know," Emery said, leaning forward with a mischievous smile, "I still think succulents are overrated." Olivia gasped in mock outrage, but the laughter in her eyes betrayed her. "You're just trying to get under my skin again." "Maybe," Emery admitted, their eyes sparkling, "but I also think you've convinced me that some of them are actually pretty cool." As they enjoyed their meal, Olivia felt a sense of ease she hadn't expected. The tension that had once defined their relationship began to dissolve into something warmer and more genuine. She found herself leaning closer, caught up in the moment, their hands brushing occasionally over the table. "I have to ask," Olivia said, curiosity creeping in, "what's something you really enjoy besides crystals?" Emery paused, their expression shifting to one of contemplation. "I love hiking," they confessed. "There's something about being outdoors that just makes everything else fade away." "That sounds amazing. I love being outside too," Olivia exclaimed, her eyes lighting up. "We should go hiking sometime." "Definitely," Emery said, their smile widening. "Maybe I'll even let you bring a succulent or two for good luck." "Only if you promise to carry them," Olivia shot back, and they both laughed, the connection between them blooming in the soft light of the restaurant. After dinner, as they walked outside together, the night air was crisp and filled with the sounds of the city. They paused on the sidewalk, the streetlights casting a soft glow around them. "I had a really great time tonight," Emery said, a hint of shyness in their voice. "Me too," Olivia replied, feeling her heart race again. "I'm really glad we did this." Without thinking, she reached out and took Emery's hand, their fingers intertwining naturally. The contact sent a jolt of warmth through her, and she looked up to see Emery's surprised but delighted expression. "Looks like we're friends now," Emery said, their tone playful but sincere. "Yeah," Olivia agreed, squeezing their hand gently. "And maybe something more?" "Definitely," Emery said, their eyes sparkling as they leaned in closer. In that moment under the starlit sky, Olivia felt a spark of possibility. With every passing second, it became clear that their relationship had shifted from rivalry to connection, igniting the magic of something new. And just like the crystals that shimmered in their booths, this new bond held the promise of transformation, revealing layers of beauty that were only beginning to unfold. As Olivia and Emery stood there, hands intertwined under the soft glow of the streetlights, the air around them buzzed with an unspoken promise. The moment felt fragile, yet full of potential, as if they were both tiptoeing into new territory. "So," Olivia said, breaking the silence, "what now?" Emery grinned, their eyes sparkling. "Well, we could start by walking a bit more. I know a great spot nearby that has a fantastic view of the city at night." "Lead the way," Olivia replied, feeling a thrill of excitement. They walked side by side, their fingers still linked, and as they strolled through the bustling streets, they shared little details about themselves, weaving a tapestry of stories that formed a bridge between their pasts and the future they were now stepping into together. As they arrived at the overlook, the city sprawled out beneath them, a sea of twinkling lights that reflected the night sky. They leaned against the railing, the cool breeze rustling through their hair. "Wow, it's beautiful," Olivia said, captivated by the sight. "Just like you," Emery said softly, turning to look at her. Olivia felt her cheeks flush at the compliment, warmth spreading through her as she turned to meet their gaze. "Okay, smooth talker," she teased, but her heart raced. "You're making me blush." "I can't help it. I'm just speaking the truth," Emery replied, their tone playful yet sincere. Olivia leaned closer, emboldened by the moment. "So, what else do you enjoy besides hiking and crystals? I want to know everything." Emery mused, tapping their chin thoughtfully. "I love cooking, especially trying out new recipes. It's like a little adventure in the kitchen. What about you?" "I'm not as adventurous in the kitchen," Olivia admitted with a chuckle, "but I do love baking. There's something therapeutic about it, mixing ingredients and watching them transform into something delicious. Maybe you can teach me some baking tips and I can share a few cooking secrets with you," Emery suggested, their eyes lighting up with enthusiasm. "I'd love that. It sounds like the perfect trade," Olivia replied, her heart soaring at the thought of spending more time together. They continued to chat, sharing their favorite memories tied to food, and how it played a role in their families growing up. As they talked, the boundaries that once defined them as rivals faded further away, replaced by an understanding and mutual respect. Eventually, they sat down on a nearby bench, still holding hands. The stars twinkled overhead, and for a moment, everything felt still, as if the world had paused just for them. "Can I ask you something?" Olivia said, a hint of nervousness creeping in. "Of course," Emery replied, their gaze encouraging. What was it that made you reach out to me that day at the market? I mean, beyond just selling rocks. She bit her lip, unsure of how her question would be received. Emery took a deep breath, their expression thoughtful. Honestly? At first, I thought you were a bit infuriating, they admitted with a playful smirk. But the more we interacted, the more I realized there was something interesting about you. It was frustrating, but it was also fun. Fun, Olivia echoed, tilting her head. You're not just saying that to be nice, are you? No, really, Emery insisted, their voice sincere. You challenge me, and that's something I didn't know I needed. You make me think differently. Wow, I never thought I could be a source of inspiration, Olivia said, feeling a rush of warmth. I thought I was just annoying you. You can be annoying, but in a good way, Emery replied with a chuckle. And it's nice to meet someone who doesn't back down easily. I like that about you. Olivia felt a flutter of joy at the compliment. I guess we both have our ways of pushing each other's buttons, she said. But I'm glad we're in this space now, getting to know each other instead of arguing. Same here, Emery agreed. It feels nice to be able to share things with you, and I'm excited to see where this goes. As the night deepened, they lingered in each other's company, laughing, teasing, and sharing more about their lives. The chemistry that had once sparked in their playful rivalries now blossomed into a warmth that felt like a budding romance. Eventually, they noticed the time slipping away. I should probably get you home, Emery said reluctantly, glancing at the streetlights flickering overhead. Yeah, I guess I should head back, Olivia replied, her heart sinking at the thought of leaving this magical night behind. But I don't want this to end. Me neither, Emery said, their expression mirroring her own reluctance. Let's make this a regular thing. We can hike, cook, and explore all the good food spots in the city. Definitely, Olivia said, a smile breaking across her face. I'd love that. As they walked back to their cars, their hands still linked, Olivia couldn't help but feel grateful for this unexpected twist in their relationship. The earlier animosity had transformed into something rich and vibrant, full of promise. When they finally reached her car, they paused again, the night still humming with energy. Thank you for tonight, Emery, Olivia said softly, her heart swelling with emotion. I really enjoyed it. Me too, Olivia, Emery replied, their voice warm and sincere. Then, with a mix of excitement and nervousness, they leaned in and Olivia felt her breath catch. Their lips met softly, a gentle exploration that sent fireworks igniting behind her closed eyes. It was sweet, warm, and everything she hadn't realized she was longing for. As they pulled away, both smiling shyly at each other, Olivia felt a rush of happiness. Wow, that was nice, she said, her heart racing. Yeah, it really was, Emery replied, looking as surprised as she felt. Good night, then, Olivia asked, reluctant to part but knowing they would see each other again soon. Good night, Emery said, their smile radiant. I can't wait to see you again. As Olivia drove home, her heart soared with the realization that a new chapter was unfolding. One filled with adventure, laughter, and the magic of unexpected connections. The future was bright, and she couldn't wait to see what lay ahead for them.